DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
We're live.
That was a long time ago, though. That was a long time ago.
It was it was a couple of years ago.
A long time ago, and I found that when you have a booth at the show, you're like stuck there.
Hello. Yes, you are.
Go there, and I mean, obviously you've experienced that, but Dan, he's the social butterfly. He's got to work the room. He's got to go over and kiss a few babies over here and shake a few hands over there, and then shake a few.
Get all my free swag.
Get your free swag. That's the thing.
I
can't get swag when I'm stuck somewhere.
You've heard of gold digger. He's a swag digger.
Don't you know it?
There's no shame. There's no shame.
Every year that I've been at the show, I've been within the first 10 people through the door. Every year, the first day.
Wow.
Well, it's because you're wearing an EMT shirt and say, wait, there's an emergency and I have to be there. I've got to save them.
Yeah.
You just smooch with the door people. That's the key. I'm telling you.
Wow.
They're not always
I gave my secret away. Now I'm going to be like the 100th one through the line.
Yeah, you will. And there will be door people who are making big bucks there where they're getting the things handed to them under the table. It'll be great. It'll be great. So, good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming back and joining us. If you are joining us in the replay a little bit later, you missed the first show, which we talked about photo booth and doing some prom things. And if you are into that realm, it was really kind of a cool little show to go check out. We had the Landbys, Jerry and Jeremy, with us tonight and talked about a lot of cool things with photo booth, big prom setups, how to get some of these smaller schools to be able to afford to have a big show. It's really kind of a cool show tonight. So get a chance to go check that one out. Links in the description below. Tonight, we've got a few topics. And in the title of the show, it talks about what's in your DJ bag. Well, my DJ bag is in the house, so I'm going to have to visualize everything. Yeah.
I thought that's why you left. Didn't you go to get it?
I am old. I can't. By the time you guys come on, I've already been sitting in this chair for like about 2 hours and change. So, when you're old, you have to go hit the restroom. Sorry. When I was young. But not anymore.
They make tolls.
Anyways, I'm actually excited about the main topic for tonight. I'm actually excited about both the topics we're doing.
The one topic you probably should be more excited about because it's like a vindication for you. I'm
still in shock and awe about it a little bit, but the main one, I actually wanted to do the what's in your DJ bag for a long time. We're going to get back to this in a second because I think we need to talk about the other thing first and then go back to this one. But I wanted to do the DJ bag thing for people who do a lot of weddings and stuff. Your DJ bag isn't as crucial because you have the DJ trailer when you have to do the wedding. So the bag isn't quite as much as the trailer that you tow behind. But if you do a lot of smaller gigs, your DJ bag is your life. So it's what you carry in it, both in the necessities and the emergencies. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. What we have, what you should have, ideas, thoughts, and stuff like that. And you might even be surprised because who knows how long any of us has been since we've cleaned out our DJ bag. So
I had to do that actually after the first of the year because I was looking for something and I went through there and it's like, okay, why do I have empty cough drop wrappers in my bag?
I'm hoping to find some money.
I've never.
That's always a good one. You find the thank you card you forgot about.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the money in it. This is off topic somewhat, but before I had my bag, I used to put everything in my coffin, my DJ coffin I had.
Yeah.
And I had, at the time when I was doing the bar, I had a tip cup that I had in there. And when I would put it in there and then things would get jostled and such, well, the money would fall out of the tip cup. So when I took that coffin apart, I found like $70 in a couple of paper money and things that were in the bottom of it. And it's like, holy cats.
Shaney, for mobile gigs, did you do this too? When people tip me, I leave it setting where they set it for the rest of the night.
Well, for my mobile events, they'll hand it, they'll put it in my hand. So if it's in an envelope.
Yeah, I don't want to say one where someone hired you, like a corporate event, but like public, to leave it there. And like,
so you're talking about my club gigs. Oh, my club gigs. Oh yeah, I leave it. Like, like they usually don't. They'll throw it. They'll kind of just like crumple it up and throw it. Yeah, I actually do leave it.
Prime the pump. Leave it there.
Oh, precisely.
I do. That's exactly what I do. Especially if I'm like, especially if it's like literally like 1 a.m. or 2 when I'm just like hot in the mix, and like I'm not gonna sit there and like crumple it and fold it up and put it in my pocket or put it down. Like it's just it just stays there. I mean, I have one of the security guys there, so I hope that he's not going to take my tip. But yeah, like I literally just leave it there. So it's totally different from my mobile events when they're in an envelope or with a thank you note and they're handing it to me at the end of the night. But still, I fold it up and I'll either put it in my pocket or I put it in like the front pocket of my DJ bag. So sometimes I forget about those tips. So it's like it's like when you clean the couch, it's like a happy thing.
For real.
I'm not happy when I find popcorn in the couch.
Well, okay, I was gonna say not like the food and the pencils and stuff like that, not that part. But when you find the change.
The change. Okay.
The change.
Is this popcorn still edible?
Yeah, no, that's a no bueno.
If you're a college student, it's all.
It's good.
It's still good to go. Tonight, I want to say, and I will let John and Shani and Dan express their side of this, but Shani shared with us an article that she found.
Yep. Do you have it, MJ?
I can switch over and grab it. Yeah.
Grab it, put it up. I was looking for it, and it's like, well, then you guys can't see when it's up. So.
Uno momente, señores and señorita, por favor. Save to desktop, shrink that down, grab it on the desktop. Where's it at? There it is. Then we expand it over to here. Whoops. There's full page and share.
Leave it out, it will breed. Yeah, Peter, I like that idea when it comes to the tip.
Yeah. So if you notice here that, where was this at, Shani? Did you find
that? Was in the DJ Times magazine.
DJ Times magazine, that it has been hosted by Mike Walder for 15 years. And as many of you know, Mike stepped down. This past year was his last year being the host and MC of it. And it's now being taken over by Daryl Jacobson, known as Jake. And they're actually changing the name.
So for those who've been following us for the last 2 years, and we've talked about this every time after the expo, it's now official.
Yeah, I've said for so long, started a petition, whined, cried, begged, did everything that I could do aside from slap someone's mom, that it should be changed from DJ of the Year, because they don't even allow DJ equipment on the stage, to something like Entertainer of the Year, Mobile Entertainer of the Year. But guess what? 2017, they did change the name. So if you win it this year, you will not be called DJ of the Year. You'll be called Entertainer of the Year. And I think that is very accurate, and I commend them for taking that step and not being, stuck in the rut, and taking that step and rebranding. It's awesome. Woo! One for me.
Yeah, that is true.
The power of the show.
Power of MJ on the show.
So I said, after they said this, they're like, wow, after all this, you finally got it taken care of. I said, so what else do we want to accomplish in life? See if I can work on that. World peace? I don't know, if feed the hungry, let's work on something. So yeah, so that made me real excited. So I don't have to stand out front of the room this year with a big picket board saying you're not a real DJ. Hashtag not a real DJ.
Yeah. And that's from page 7 of MJ's book on how to win friends and influence people.
I will pimp slap your mama. No. So I was real cool, happy about that. Should MJ vote MJ's Entertainer of the Year? I'm a very good entertainer. I don't do much of it as I used to, but I usually literally was paid in my lifetime to be an entertainer. So, but now I just press play.
No, you don't press play. You told me you press Q.
No, because Q on mine is set different. Because remember, I told you, I don't know, were you in the one show where I said that each button can be programmed to act the way you want it to, and the Q button doesn't necessarily have to be a play button. It can be a stutter Q, it can be a start Q, and it can be a stutter, but hold it down for more than 3 seconds, then it's a start. So there's different ways you can program that. So mine is a stop. So I do it start.
No, I'm
stop.
sorry. I'm at Q1.
Q1,
Q2,
all the
Q3.
hot cues. See, this is one of the things that I teach in my DJ class is that I was teaching a guy one time and I said, set your cue point and hit the cue button. He goes, which one? I'm like, what do you mean which one? The cue button, the first one. He goes, well, there's a cue here that's down by the play, and then there's a cue by the headphone thing, and then there's a cue over here with all these other buttons. And I never in my mind, because so many years of doing this, realized that there's a headphone cue, there's a cue for pause, and then there's a cue for hot cue. So now I call them stop, play and stop, headphone cue, and hot cue. So that's the new words, folks. It'll catch on, just like being called Entertainer of the Year will be catching on. But thank you. If anybody's watching that, and if I had any influence on that, you guys are awesome. Reggie, you are now going to be kicked out of the chat room for saying Megaseg and Winamp. You are now officially kicked out. So, have we celebrated? You guys want to say anything else? Have we celebrated enough?
I think we're good. Let's jump into what's in the DJ bags, our road bags.
Okay, like I said earlier, it's really, really, really a big thing to those of us who are like club DJs and different things, because a lot of times, especially if you're using the club equipment, whether it be a CDJ or coming in with just your Serato, literally that's all we walk in with sometimes is just the backpack. Absolutely nothing else. So it's really important to us. So Shane and I both, we have two, and we need to talk about why we have two. I'm going to show my bigger one first because there's only one thing in it, and we can go on for that. No, because everything's out of it right now for a reason. Yeah, but I'll show you part of the reason why the bag is so ginormous. And I have two, and I recently went back to one that I had before because I loved it so much. But this is a Magma bag, and you can see that it's ginormous, and it has a rip in it now. That's how much I use this thing. But the purpose for this giant bag was nights when I needed to take a controller that's small with me or things like that. So the reason this thing is ginormous is because if you unzip it, there's a controller in there.
Nice.
So that was one of the main things with this. It has everything the other ones have, but the fact that it can hold a full size, it's the 7,000, 6,000's in there. And, but my main one is the other one. And I don't know if you want me to go through that next or somebody else want to go with one. Shani, show your bigger one first and explain why you have two.
Okay, I can't even lift it right now. All right, so I use the UDG for my mobile events, the big one that I can't use for travel. So that's the one I use for like my mobile events, the weddings, the mitzvahs, the school parties, stuff like that. And then my club one, which is also my travel one, is my jetpack bag, which, as you see, it's very slim because I don't really carry that much in it. It's still heavy right now, but I don't know why, because I think I didn't take the stuff out from the conference. But so I have the two. I have the UDG one that I use for all my mobile events, and then the jetpack bag that I use for the club ones. Plus, it's the branding, so I like that one for the club one.
Yeah, tell them about the fact that one you can get custom branding.
Yeah, so that one, they can do it for you. You could give them a logo. And here, I'll move back so you can see it. And I have if anybody's seen any of my branding stuff, that's all my branding stuff. So it's kind of cool. So when I travel and stuff, that's on my bag.
Cool. Dan, let's show your bag first. See which one you're working with.
All right. So let's see if we can get it in there. I have a Gator, and I have no idea what the model is. I forget. It's been a while. But this is, I don't have 2 or 4 or 12 of them. I just got the one.
Cool. You have a headphone thing there. Yeah, I saw that.
Well, mine's
also Gator, or is it another, or does that come with the headphones?
You talking about this piece?
Yeah.
Or are you talking about the piece in front?
The clipped on.
The clipped on. No, this is I have V-Modus, and it came with them.
Okay.
And it make use of the fact there's a carabiner clip on top.
Cool. John, what do you run? Do you know the brand and stuff?
Yeah, I've got a Namba bag. One of the extra large Namba, Namba. They are at the DJ Expo. The reason I like that particular bag is I can have 3 different. There's a laptop compartment. There's a secondary laptop compartment to it, and then I can have 2 iPads in there. So I have my main laptops, backup laptop, main iPad for running my light show, and my secondary iPad for running light show. And I've got all the controllers and such in that bag. It handles that, plus all the little miscellaneous junk that I have that I carry with me.
I need to check out that bag.
Yeah,
there are so many bags out there on the industry right now. I mean, because let's talk through some of the brands. Magma, UDG, which my smaller one's a UDG. What's the one with your smaller one?
Jetpack. They have three of them now.
Okay. Other brands? Go ahead. Anybody else?
Mine's Gator.
Gator.
The Namba, the one that.
Yeah, Namba's got 2 or 3 different bags that they had. And we've seen that as we go to the different DJ conventions. Every once in a while, you'll see somebody new pop up with some gig bags. And at NAMM, there's booths of companies that are there trying to show off their latest bag, and they're looking for distributors. So you'll see companies like a Home Depot or someone all of a sudden have gig bags available for sale. And I say that in jest, but these funny speakers with the lights made that transition, and now there were some other gear that we saw and we laughed at NAMM that are into those same venues or avenues of retail. So
wow,
it's coming.
I want to say before we get into any further, and you guys can say whether you agree or disagree. I really, honestly, seriously feel that it's always worth to put money into a proper DJ bag because of the way it's padded and protected. That's my opinion. What do you guys think? Because I know guys that'll just go out and get a JanSport bag and throw stuff in there.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I just got like a backpack when I first started, and it started falling apart. And then the zippers broke, and then the seams are falling apart. And I mean, if you're like me, you're carrying an expensive laptop, you're carrying, stuff that you've spent money on to get the best of what you think is best, and you're putting it in a crappy bag.
Yeah.
So I agree that why aren't I investing the money into the bag just like I'm investing the money into the rest of my DJ gear? So I learned the hard way. I just wanted to put it in a bag. And then I realized, I need to put it in a real backpack that's going to support it, that can be, I don't want to say thrown around, but, I can put it down, I can pick it up, I can zip it up. It's not going to break. It's not going to this. It's not going to that.
Take a bump or two.
Yeah, exactly.
John, how much do you think, let's because Shani was talking about how much is in there. How much money when you have your bag loaded with all that stuff, give or take, several thousand, I'm guessing?
Oh, for sure. Because I'm Macintosh with the computers, and those are, 2,000 plus a piece.
So you don't want to buy a $25 or a $50 bag for several $1,000s worth of equipment.
And Brandon,
I think it's important.
Oh, go ahead, Dan.
No, I was just going to say, I think it's important to also clarify whether we're talking just a regular backpack or whether we're talking a laptop backpack that's not necessarily DJ gear.
The reason let's go ahead and clarify that, because the DJ bags are designed to hold. And when you see my bag and Shani's bag, you'll see that there are compartments designed for pieces of your DJ equipment. But there are laptop bags like Dan's talking about that do have padding for the laptop, but not other things. So go ahead, Dan.
Well, I'm just saying, depending upon what you're going to be stuffing into it and everything else. Like I will say, my biggest complaint about my Gator bag is it's very cumbersome.
Yeah.
It works well. I can squeeze 2 laptops in. That's why I said maybe having the Namba. Actually, might want to talk to you more about that later. Because I kind of have to squeeze the second laptop in and then squeeze some other things in just to make it work. That I've actually contemplated going to just a normal laptop backpack just to kind of help keep it a little bit smaller for those other things. Because I'm not putting a controller in there. I'm not carrying some of the extra features that is sometimes promoted with the DJ backpacks.
Cool. My bag, my one that I travel with, is much smaller, Dan. That's why I said that you go from one that's this giant that I can't even fit it in the screen, and that's a couple of years of use. We're talking like 3 or 4 nights a week, 3 nights a week. I'm out with this thing walking and taking places. To the one I had before, got rid of, and now went back again. Now that I have the 7000, I can put stuff in the case of the 7000. I don't have to rely on the bag. Got a much smaller UDG bag. And I love this thing. I love
their bags. I do.
Yeah.
My UDG bag I've had, I couldn't even tell you how many years I've had that.
So it is, as you see, Dan, it is much smaller. And trust me, when you see what I have in here, Dan, you're going to be like, oh crap, it holds a lot for being so little. Because seriously, I'm going to surprise people tonight when I pull stuff out of here, and you're going to be like, what?
Well, let's start. Let's start so we can get through
this is number one thing right here for me, because I started counting how many because I don't drink, so I started counting how many glasses of soda I drink a night when I'm DJing, and I'm like, that's like 4 very tall glasses of soda. and a night. That's a whole lot of dead calories, pointless. So I started taking water, and that's one of the things that I liked about this one when I first had it, is that it had like the perfect size to just drop a bottle of water in there.
And I always wonder why bags, and we've got numerous bags that we get at trade shows, and it's like, oh yeah, in a water bottle. And no, most water bottles don't fit in those things.
Don't fit.
Right.
Like,
That's why I like this one, because it really stays in there. And this is not a small bottle. It's pretty big. And it's stretchy. So, I mean, I can't see what I'm doing. So
do you know how much that bag cost? David in the chat room asked. The one that
this one I just paid. The thing is the UDG, unless you get it from a US company, it is from the UK, so you have to wait. And I think I paid $150 for this, which is great.
Which is a great price.
That one I paid almost $250 for, the big one. This one I paid $150. But the thing about that one, and I think one of Shaney's does, is it has removable pads, so you can put padding wherever you want it. If you want to put your laptop in a different area, you just zip off the padding and put it in another area.
Right.
Shoulder padding, you can use it as shoulder padding if you're
back in the 80s.
If you're a puny girly man. But yeah, this was like $150, but they make a bunch of different ones. I had this one before. I absolutely love it, and that's why I grabbed it. One of the oddest things about this, and Dan, why I ask about your little headphone thing, is this is the headphone pocket on this, but I haven't had a pair of headphones that I can fit into this. And
that's been my biggest complaint. Mine has a section on the front of it for headphones.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah, the Magma bag it's so much bigger, and it has a bigger area that still doesn't fit my headphones. So this is my quick access area in here. And it's stuff like, flashlights, Advil. This is so important. Always have Advil with you.
You're bringing drugs into the club.
Drugs into the club. I'm the one. And the other thing that's important, Tic Tacs. Very important. Yeah. Mints. These are kind of silly, but I'll explain what they are. They're little grip pads that I'll put down on things if the table's slippery and I don't want my equipment to move around. And I have several little ones like that just to put under so they don't slide around. And then this one, I have two of these that if it's lopsided, I can put it underneath something so that it's not wobbly. And those are things that are always with me. USB stick. So in case I need to transfer stuff, actually 2 USB sticks, and I just dropped another one of those little pads. And there's the other thing. That's the quick access pocket right there. And my desk is going to be covered with stuff. Yeah. And the main stuff is this speaker cable, extra one. So I always have, I can't think what those are called. IEC. IEC. I never remember that. Always with me, just because I've gotten stuck times before where I didn't have. Now, keep in mind, in the car, there's another backpack with stuff like this in it, but this goes in with me. So this is there. Backup headphone cord, and I will show the headphone cord that I use and why I use it, because I said I'm a little bit different on stuff. So that's back up on that. Little pens, even though I don't use them anymore because it's digital, I still have pens in there, and that's all it's in the front. The sides are another weird area on this because they carry stuff, but in there is like writing paper, business cards, same with the other side. Business cards there galore, my little MJ business cards. That's very important to always have with you just in case, stuff like that. This is why we're going to be talking about this later, and because Shani and I are going to talk about emergency stuff, and this is kind of stuff that one of these or something like this, or the ground lifter will save you. It only takes one time to save you, and you're so happy that you have that stuff with you. First flap.
You guys remember, we're talking about just a DJ bag, not like your cords box or stuff you're going to like use for lights. Like, we're talking about what goes in just a DJ bag.
Yeah. Imagine you're going to a gig, and when you get there, all you have to do is set up your laptop and DJ. This is what we take, because we walk in, like for me at least, I take the controller in a box. Controller sits there, I plug into the club system, and this is just stuff that I use all the time.
Like, he's not going to take like 8 different XLR cables because
I don't know, he's not done yet, Shani. You got to be careful.
Oh my God. Okay.
No, because there is a bag of.
No, but I'm saying like that's a different. Yeah, that's something.
Yeah, because in the car I keep Somebody asked what this is. UDG,
Yeah, it's UDG.
Ultimate DJ Gear is what it stands for, and the other one is Magma. But in the car, there's a backpack in the car with XLR cords, with RCA cords, with backup headphones, with a backup extension cord. So that stuff's in the car. I just threw it in there. But when I say stuff about this, it's just like I said, a sewing kit. Yes, it's a sewing kit. But don't joke about the sewing kit.
No, he's talking about bringing a sewing kit.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you tour, Shaney, we have stuff like that. When I traveled, there's a sewing kit with me. I'm not kidding you.
Trust me.
Band-Aids, everything. Yeah, you have to.
You have to have all that stuff.
But one of the cool things when you buy a DJ bag, remember, all of this is padded so that you can bounce stuff around, is that it has spot here to hang cords from. So I could take, a cord that I don't want to get all messed up, go like this, and now my cord's hanging. So there's stuff like that.
You say, how's it hanging?
Yeah, how's it hanging? This one I'm going to go through really quickly. This is the mini emergency bag, Shaney, because Shaney and I are talking about the emergency bag. This is the mini one that goes with me.
Yes, I have that too. I have a mini emergency, not the big emergency one that I use.
We'll get to that in a minute once I dump all this. Okay. The center section, here's where we get into the weird stuff. Headphones, but not weird. They're headphones. Headphone cord. I specifically buy this headphone cord. It is a replacement Beats headphone cord. It's short enough. It has one springy end, and I think it's the perfect headphone cord. If you want to replace, it's the perfect headphone cord. So spend the money. It's like $10 and get one of these to replace the cord you have. You won't have a long cord. Plus, you have a little spring in case you step away. It's perfect. Here we go. HDMI cord with a right angle. You never know. Backup mic cord. See, this is where we start getting really redundant stuff. Wait, I'm not even going to get weird now. XLR cord. There you go, Shaney. Just in case.
I have one. No, I have one.
Yeah, just there. Plus, it's just always in here. This monster electric cord, which if I can get stuff.
I'm for the club. I'm sorry. If I need
it's like a clown car.
If I need to bring my own freaking cord in the club like that, then there's an issue.
It's just in case. And it's a 3-prong with an extender, because I've been places in clubs where I've went in and they have one plug for me. So I had this one. It goes 3 to single. There's where the split is.
Bring a power strip.
You can, but this is just something I've always had, and I go places where I plug in, and I need a little bit of an extension cord, and I don't have to take a giant long extension cord. You always have something. So the extension cord I just think this is something I carry with me. It's important.
John, the little people are coming out next out of that bag. I can see it.
Wait, here's the one.
Little people's holding it.
Here's the one you may laugh about.
Oh, we haven't laughed at anything so far.
Yeah. No, nothing. The Magma bag, when I got it, I did a review. So dig through Disc Jockey News's videos, and I do a full review and show what I take out of that big one, and it's amazing what comes out of that. But this is the thing that I carry with me. And people kind of laugh until they stand there, and I've had people tell me, can I borrow that for my set? Can you leave it here? So laugh if you want, but it's one of the best things I carry with me to every gig.
A little person.
A fan.
A fan.
Because then he needs to have one fan at the club.
Yes, because it's my only fan. But for those of us who DJ in DJ booths where they put the amps in the DJ booth, it's always warm.
It's always warm. It's hot right there.
Yeah. So this has saved me so many times. I can't even begin to tell you. I almost sent you a picture the other night, John. I DJ'd a place and there was no place next to me to set it. So I had to put it on the 7000's glide top next to the laptop, and I thought it looked kind of stupid, but I was going to send you a thing and say, when I had the 6000, I couldn't fit this on there, but now that I have the 7000, I actually have room for a fan. So I took a picture, but I never sent it to you. But this, I'm telling you, I don't care if you DJ weddings, get a little one to put under the table. You'll make yourself so happy. I'm not kidding you.
Beyonce fan is in my rider when I
Beyonce.
travel.
All right. There you go. Well, that's good if you can do that.
It's not. I have to have the Beyonce fan when I travel.
There's a couple other pockets in here that they just pretty much don't get used. They're real small. But the final one is what's important, and that's the laptop If I can get
the laptop. That's right.
I haven't even got the laptop yet. But this
Where's
was
that
nice.
thing gonna go?
There, it slides in the side. Yes, I have everything but the laptop. But the cool thing about this, it's a big, humongous laptop, so it definitely fits in there. Dan has it. Dan can attest to this, the size of this thing. It's a honking big laptop. But it also has slots for if you have Serato records can fit in there, or a little like John said, an iPad or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. It's like the jetpack bag. I like it, but I mean, like I said, I love UDG. That was my very first bag.
Yeah. But this bag, I had it years ago, got rid of it, and got the bigger one because I needed the bigger one. And then after I got the bigger one and didn't need the bigger one, I'm like, I want one of these bags. So I reordered it, and it, like I said, it takes a couple weeks, but that is the UDG bag, and that's what I carry for me into the clubs. This is an emergency pack. This goes in everywhere I go, and I'm telling you. You will say MJ's a genius. So I'm telling you, I got the name of the DJ competition changed, and and I've shown you something that you will so appreciate. Every DJ gig you go to hide one of these somewhere, and you just have just that much wind blowing on you. You have no idea how much better that feels. So there's my bag. We'll go back to the mini bag in a bit, but Shaney, go ahead. We'll come back to this because this is kind of.
Before we get to Shaney, there's one thing that was glaringly missing there that from your, maybe it's one of your other bags, but I didn't see anything for like hand sanitizer or anything to that effect. And I guess.
No, I don't. Even though I don't mainly because I don't touch people, so I don't. I'm not really around people, so
don't touch the stuff in the booth.
I avoid them. No, I'm the freaking one that always ends up cleaning the booth, and everybody's like, "Why are you cleaning?" I'm like, "Shine the light, turn the freaking light on, and you'll know why I'm cleaning."
Yeah, exactly, and that's why it's like.
But that's something I should have. I agree. I mean, for all the stuff that I have, the fact that I have an adapter in my little one that goes from HDMI to VGA. If I have that with me, I should have sanitizer. But we'll come back to the mini bag and cover that in a minute because I don't want to keep talking. Let somebody else. Shaving kit. No joke. Don't be afraid. If you're a performer, do not be afraid to keep stuff like that in your car. You're out somewhere doing a gig and you get 5 o'clock. If you're a person that's 5 o'clock shadow and somebody goes, "Hey, can you do this gig later tonight?" You'll be saved by having a backup like that with you. Those are tips from traveling. Deodorant too. Keep anything like that that'll help you. Little tiny, those little mini finger toothbrushes.
Yep.
Keep that in the car. You'll never know. Yes. Good.
Yeah, Lori refers to that as my man bag that sits out in the truck that I don't bring in with me. That has deodorant and different.
Yeah, well, that's when when
tied to go pen and
everything.
Yes,
all the little things like that. Different medications. A Tums, a Rolade.
Those are in my car. Yeah, backup. Which wasn't in here right now. Which normally is that my phone has a changeable battery, and there's normally one of the spare batteries for the phone in the bag. So, do you want me to go through this other one real quick here? It only takes a few seconds. A few backup cords. RCA to RCA adapters, because you never know when you have to piece stuff together. It's very important. This isn't the emergency stuff. This is just normal, what I would say normal. Backup USB. This is a phone adapter so that I can plug into anything and have my phone adapted into that. HDMI to HDMI in case you need to, because I do video, so you never know when you need to patch stuff. Headphone, extra headphone, 1/4 inch to 1/8 inch. Patching two, again, RCA adapters, RCA to 1/4 inch, because you never know. Little things to have with you. And this is something that I saw somebody mention in the chat room, and I'm done, is earbuds. But these are really nice earbuds. These are Denon's Giant. I love these things, and I DJ with them because they're so honking big, and they sound incredible. But in case the headphones die, I always have these with me. Have a spare headphones in the car, but to have a little earbud with you, it'll save you. So that's everything in my bag. So feel free to pass the questions on. I would probably ignore them like I normally do, but no. Who wants to go next or have questions about why I have this in here and stuff? More adapters. Totally forgot about that. Anybody else? Bueller?
I'll go.
Go, Shaney. You got it.
Go, Shaney. Go, Shaney. It's Passover.
Okay, so
it's the Passover. Go, Shaney.
Yeah, happy Passover to anybody that celebrates. and you'll be constipated all week. Okay, so from the matzah. So I have the club bag and I have the mobile bag. So which one do you guys want me to do first?
I'm tackling mobile, so I would say tackle club. I don't know.
Go whichever's closest.
Well, they're both right here, so it doesn't matter. I have them both right here.
It's your call.
Okay, I'll do the club one really quick because that one it doesn't have as much as the mobile one. So just like MJ, when I go to the club, I'm just literally walking in with the backpack because all the gear is in the booth for me. So when I'm walking in, I'll have my back zipper one has the my laptop in it. So the laptop's in there. I do not take a laptop stand because they have a stand there for me at all the clubs that I'm at.
That's something that, a lot of DJs.
Why is he interrupting my bag? No, I'm just playing.
No, because I'm saying I never thought of showing that because most club guys do carry an Uber stand with them. So I didn't think about that.
I don't, because they have a stand for me. So the only other stuff that's in my club bag is my charger for my iPhone, and I have like one of the really long ones. So like I can, put it wherever. I have a little bag that I have my hand sanitizer in there, and I have a little thing of hand cream because if anybody knows, sometimes if they're scratching or stuff like that, your hands sometimes you get dry in the club, and you gotta lotion up a little bit. So I have that. And then also I have my it's in a little Pioneer head thing, but that's okay. It's my laptop charger that I have a separate charger that stays in my DJ backpack, not the one that's at my house. So I have my own charger here. So I'm not one of those people writing all over Facebook, 911, if anybody's in this area, I need a charger.
Yeah.
That's definitely something to invest in if you don't. Absolutely. Because I have one too, and you don't want to be that person.
My headphones, and then I also carry extra little, just like MJ said, I have in both laptops. I have 2 of these because sometimes people steal these and we don't know why.
I have a joke with friends of mine that we do that. We play jokes on each other. When we turn away, we'll pull the adapter off, stick it back in there so it's not connected. And then when they go to DJ, they can't hear it. I'm standing there holding the little thing, playing a little joke on them. So.
And then I also have, depending on where I'm at, of course I have, I don't know where I just threw it, my Serato box, which should be, I took it out of this backpack, but my Serato box is in here. So I have that in here. And then I also have, don't laugh at the bag that it's in.
Lots of people use them. I know guys that swear by them.
These are like, so this is extra. I carry extra RCA and USB because I could go DBS if I want to. So if I want to go into that mode instead of using the Serato box, I carry this for that. And of course I have, they say scratch live on them still, but I carry multiple of my CDs for first, old school. It says they all say scratch live, and I don't use the ones that came with, because if something happens to these or I leave them, I could always make more. So I have those. Then I have my business cards. So I have my personal, not my company business cards, but I have my DJ business cards in there. And if anybody's seen my Snapchat or my Instagram, I also have my stickers in here because we like to sticker people at the club.
Yep. I get yelled at. Do you get yelled at in clubs for them?
Oh, no, because I put them on everybody.
No, because the club yells at me. They're like, please don't give those out because people stick them all over the restroom.
I put them. Oh, yeah, I do that too. My people go in the bathroom, they stick them.
Yeah, I get yelled at for that.
But then like MJ too, I have pens and Sharpies and everything.
Yeah, everything's done on the phone now, but it's good.
But I still, like if I need to write something down or, so all that's still in the club. So that's the club one. So that one is different. It's totally, totally different. Than my mobile one. My mobile one, of course, is the big one, has like the laptop, has the laptop stand. Oh, my Serato box was in here for some reason, and I don't know why. So we're going to take the Serato box out of that one. So laptop stand. I carry, my company has I love this one. This is a monster. I love it because it's got the big ones here, and then these are color coded. So I joke around with like my crew if they say, you know, can I plug in here? I'm like, you get the purple one. So I use this by the DJ booth. And you know, my company's always like, we have power strips, and I'm like, I know, but I love my Monster power strip. So I use that. I use my own power strip. My headphones are in here, of course. Mints, protein bar, all that stuff is in here. Our company has, for my mobile events, we have ear plugs. Yep. Now, we don't advertise that we have earplugs, but when there's like little tiny kids that are there and we see, you know, we'll walk at the surroundings and we see them kind of screaming or holding their ears, and it's not that we're playing the music too loud. Somebody from my crew will walk her over with one of these, and it has like our logo on it. Sorry, I'm tired. Has our logo on it too, and we give them to them. Or if for some reason that old table is right by the speaker, we will give them these, and they'll thank us like profusely for giving these out. So that's in my bag. Even though our e-kit has batteries, I personally carry batteries for the MC just in case I need to put batteries in there. And then, like I said, I have my different cards. These are our company cards. So I carry my company cards. I carry all the other stuff that was in there. Like, depending on, I usually use my controller. So I don't need my Serato box for that, for the mobile gig. So I don't have to do that. Thank goodness. And like all my cables are attached there. But like we were talking about, I still carry some extra cables just in case something, even though we have cables in our e-kit, but just in case I need to do like an extra cable or switch something out of mine, I do that. I'm trying to think I think that's all that's in here. I mean, I have the little side pockets too, but yeah, I have my little gloves, my tech gloves, if I really have to get down and dirty with the guys and I have to move stuff. And then like in my side pockets, like I'll carry my own bottle of water just like MJ does. You know, and then for the girls that are in the room, I always make sure my lip gloss is popping. So I always have to, even though I have, you know, in my purse, but I keep this in the DJ bag. You know, when my lips get dry, I have to make sure I look cute. So I have that. So that's basically everything, you know, all the chargers, things like that. Oh, and then I have my backup hard drive, which is not in here because I haven't taken out of my corporate stuff yet. But I carry my backup hard drive, and then I also carry a couple extra USB thumb drives as well. So I think that's everything that I went through. Okay, yes, I think I'm good.
Cool. Dan, Dawn, whichever one you got.
Go ahead, Dan. Mine is in the house.
All right, as we pull this up here on the shelf or whatever. So let's see if I can angle this down just a little bit more. Get all my kids' toys in the background too. So like I said, mine's Gator. It has 18,000 pockets as well. And I know I think Robin had mentioned in the chat room where, you know, she doesn't like all the extra pockets, but you got to realize if you're using a bunch of stuff, the more pockets you have, the less you're cramming into one pocket. And so I think that's always kind of something important to kind of keep in mind. So we'll start in the front and we'll go to the back. So up front,
sorry, Dan, I just want to, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I know somebody said if you need earplugs, you're doing something wrong. And if they heard what I said about the reason why I have earplugs, it doesn't mean I'm personally doing anything wrong. So you didn't hear me correctly. There are always little tiny kids that are in the room or older people you could be playing music at the lowest level. It has nothing to, trust me, I've been doing this business for over 20 years. It has nothing to do with the levels that I'm playing music at. Yeah. We keep them for that reason. If we need to help out somebody, or there's an ADHD kid or somebody that has issues with sensitivity, it's just for that reason. It's not because I'm blaring the bass or anything like that. So I don't mean to cut you off, Dan, but I just wanted
that's good, because that's a good thing that's a good thing to address, because in the clubs, when you're DJing with other DJs, how many times have you put them in yourself?
Yeah, I mean, that's what so the earplugs that my company that we offer is not, like I said, we don't sit there and say we're offering earplugs to people. That's not what we're doing. We carry them for the fact that we've even had people write us letters and emails that say, we usually leave events because my child cannot stay there because of sensitivity issues, but because of you, and thinking of us, we were able to stay the whole entire party. So thank you. So I just wanted to touch on that for anybody that says that. And I know somebody asked about the Serato box. I'll get into that later. The Serato box is because I use mixer and CDJs. It has nothing to do with the controller. That's the Serato box is for mixers. Okay, sorry, Dan, go ahead.
I'll just piggyback on the earplugs. If you're doing school events, they want it as loud as possible. The chaperones do not. And if you want to get in some good graces with them, I carry them when I'm doing problems and stuff like that. Hey, by the way, when I'm pulling all together, hey, here's a couple. I know you're not going to want to hear this stuff all night long.
And it's great. And they love it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
No joke. When I used to tour as a vocal artist, I sold earplugs in my booth, and I'm telling you, I sold out all the time. Not for me, but because I was a part of a tour. So it was like, people would pay big money for them. Anyways, Dan, what else do you have?
Okay. So the front pocket is supposed to be for headphones, but kind of like MJ when you talked about your headphone pocket, I just felt like there's no way, like maybe earbud type of style, but I mean, it's like a big hole, but it's like real tight in here. So this becomes my quick access pocket. Credit card charger. I use Square, so if they want to pay by a credit card or they want to go extra time or something like that, so that's sort of the chip. That's the regular version there. So this has got extra little pockets that I don't even use half of them, but Velcro ties. I carry 8,000 versions of the Velcro ties. I'm digging here. Extra batteries that probably are dead anyway because they've been in there so long. I don't use 9 volts anymore. So all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, I've got a 9 volt battery in here and I don't use a 9 volt. DMX terminator. So if I'm running a long string, you need to put a terminator on the end. Cough drops, USB plugs, more Velcro ties. Seriously, this is where all my Velcro ties go.
More Velcro ties and more.
More Velcro ties, more Velcro ties.
You're going to find everything now.
Extra 1/4-inch adapter, like you said before. I also have a hex wrench. So my uplighting that I use, they have twist tie, or they have the bolts, so you can finger tighten them for the most part. But every once in a while, you just need that extra little just to tighten it and hold it in spot. So I've got that. So that's my main pocket that I use. I also carry breast strips in there and things like that. One of the things that's kind of an advantage to me because of being the mobile guy is my cord box and everything. I'm a mobile guy working by myself. So my cord box is underneath the table that I have. That is under there, whether it's the table that the banquet hall provides or whether it's under the table that I bring in. I always make sure I got my cord box with my backups of XLRs and USBs and everything else. We go into the next pocket. So the next pocket opens up just a little bit more. I've kind of gotten to a habit lately of trying to use these even more. These are my custom-made earplugs. So these are mine, form fitted to my ear, had them made one year, and they've got just a little bit level. I'm still trying to get used to it. I feel when I'm in, I feel like I'm shouting when I'm not. So I try and use them when I'm doing more music mixing and less mic work. And that's just kind of me. One backup hard drive, second backup hard drive. That's because for the longest time I was doing external portable hard drives and not having it on my actual laptop. Now that everything's on my actual laptop, now they both become my backup laptops. Yep. Backup USB cord, RCA to 1/8 inch for plugging in to anything. A lot of times I got photographers asking. Backup, just mini camera. I bring a DSLR with me, but this is backup just in case something goes wrong with the DSLR, so I can still get the pretty pictures I need to have. When my GoPro doesn't want to work,
yes,
we're talking an old. What was
Mine
that?
doesn't work anymore.
I don't use it that hard because I found that I would get maybe an hour's worth of video before the batteries were dead.
Because it was so easy to use, and I loved it.
Oh yeah,
plugged it right into it. I wish I could find like another one. I would totally.
Oh, I'm sure they're still out there if you looked. I don't know, baby. Just backup little XLR, so that I have just in case I need a little patch run. That's it for that. My bag also has. You see here the straps that MJ's was talking about for cord management. I don't use them. And the main reason, because when I'm sticking stuff in here, then I found like having those, it almost made it too cumbersome trying to grab around those cords. Then we go to the next pocket. This is the pocket that I keep a mini DMX XLR. Just again, this is my short run, and I purposely keep the little ones in here to keep them out of my big cord box so that I can grab them easier. This is what goes in between my Show Express and my transmitter for my wireless lights, just so that I don't have to try and dig that out of there. And then in this pocket goes my iPad, which I also use for backup. Into the big pocket, there's not really going to be a whole lot in here because this is what I mainly use for laptop. And within here, so we got the laptop MJ showed off, and then my laptop that I'm currently talking on is my backup laptop. And so in there goes backup power cords for both of them, my Show Express box, and my business cards. And then I also carry the extra lenses for my DSLR because they won't fit in the camera case that I've got. So I stick them in there. On the side, I carry scissors because you never know when you need to cut Velcro ties or something else that just got in the way and you're tired of dealing with it. You just say, screw it, I'm cutting it. My bald head, something to clean and dry off my bald head. Pens, I still do paper. I just still do paper and pencil.
We all have pens so far.
Pencil, markers, the whole 9 yards. Because again, I still use clipboard. I still use itineraries on paper. I tried to go digital one time, and it was like holding the iPad and holding the microphone. Forget it. Yep, you inhale your mini flashlight.
Yep. I didn't open my.
Do you have the Swag ADJ one, Dan?
What do you think that one was that I just held up?
Mr. Swag, there you go.
Oh wait. No, I'm sorry. That's not ADJ. That's a Reba case.
Okay.
Yep.
Mr. Swag, I thought you had to have one of those.
It was. Well, I don't have the, like I said, it's not the ADJ one. It's the Reba case.
I'm just old school. Mine's just a Mac flashlight.
You gotta get on the swag. I'll teach you this year. I will teach you.
One of the security guys, so I'm not gonna lie. I stole from one of the security guys. I know, like you said, you had scissors, and then I carry the little Swiss Army.
Can I share a trick real quick about these? Carry a lanyard with you because there's one in my case, and if you have to tear down or set up in the dark, put the lanyard around, clip this around your neck, and you're able to use both hands and do stuff. I've done it so many times in clubs when it's completely dark, and I've been able to still set up and tear down. Go ahead, Dan.
And then the back cabinet is where I keep my clipboard and itineraries and stuff like that. And there's pockets galore back here, but again, I don't use it. And then in the very bottom, it actually has a pouch that pulls out to make this water resistant.
Oh, nice.
So, but I never pull it out because again, it just makes it bulky and a pain. And yeah, but that's my bag. And like I said, it's nice, but even when it's empty, it's still the same thickness as it was and still extremely heavy. So I like it, but the one nice thing, like I said, is I've got access to everything pretty quickly. And that with the many pockets, that makes it helpful.
David wants to know how heavy our DJ bags are.
Empty or full?
Full, like with everything in it. I don't
yeah. I mean,
it's empty.
You got to realize, like for me, I'm putting 2 laptops in there. I've got my Show Express. I've got some cabling and stuff like that. So I would say of the gear that I have, it's probably going 20 pounds. And then you add in the actual case, probably taking it up to 25. That's my guess.
My small one's probably not that much, but the one with if I take the 6000 controller also has the laptop and all the other cords, so that one gets heavy. But the little one's not bad.
Yeah, my system, the one bag I've got pushes around at 20 to 25 pounds, and because of that, that's actually the second Namba bag I've had. I ripped the seam right out of the first one.
I did my first one. I ripped that one too.
Yeah, it's like they just weren't. That's a lot of weight for those things. They're not designed to do that as much as we'd love to have them do that all the time.
All right, John.
Somebody had mentioned the Groove Gear bag, and that's actually one that I've had. I've got 3 of the Groove Gear. I've got 2 of the Namba bags, and then I have an American Audio bag. Actually, the American Audio bag's the only one out here in the shed, which I have retired those because over time, the American Audio were a nice laptop-specific bag. but after using them for a while with the excessive weight, they deform so much that they just don't work properly anymore because they're a soft side all the way. The Groove Gear bag, I've got a couple of different versions of that, but I don't use those anymore because, as Lori said, for the size, they're really heavy. I mean, the backpack itself is heavy, and we have ripped out the handle on one of the Groove Gear. The other two are in fine shape. You probably have seen me at a convention. That's what I use to carry cameras, because the Groove Gear bag has a trunk at the top, and it has little pouches or slots on the side where I can put my cameras in there. The top becomes that quick access for mints and different things when I'm traveling. The chargers and everything go in there. That's what I do. But the NAM is the big one that I use at the shows. And I didn't bring that out, but the only thing that I have in mind that you guys didn't have was an Apple charger. I mean, if I'm hacking stuff. Otherwise, it's like pretty much everything was that I've got in there. It's like,
is there anything that we didn't touch on that you?
No, because the only thing was from MJ's was, and it's interesting the things, I've got a spare XLR cable in there. The only thing I don't know, did any of you have an 1/8 to RCA? I don't know if I saw that.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was in mine.
Yeah, I didn't pull out.
Okay,
I have
that was the other thing. I wasn't sure if I saw that.
Which 1/8 RCA or RCA to 1/8? Because there's a difference.
Yeah, in my case, it's coming from a laptop and such.
Mail to mail.
It would be
the mail to mail, which I
got the cable. I've got the cable.
Yeah,
Okay.
the Y cable.
I'm such a girl. My adapters all are in a Prada.
That's fly right there.
I'm such a girl. But yeah, I mean, I carry like little everything.
Bag.
Can I share one more thing?
This is it's my little adapter bag for everything. I mean, I have everything in there.
I want to share one more thing that's in mine that I don't know why it's in there, but it's probably been in the past 3 or 4 bags, and I just keep shuffling it to the next bag. Is a level tape measure from Verizon. I don't know why, but it's always been in my bags. And when I got the new bag, I'm like, yeah, let's go ahead and move it over. I don't no idea why, but it's in
because you need to know if your table's steady or not, so you can stick those pieces underneath it.
Like those pieces have saved me so many times. You have no idea.
That was my question, MJ. Is as you look in your bag, what is in there that you've never used?
Talent, taste in music. No.
No.
Never used. Gosh. I'm going to probably say the pens. Seriously, because I do everything now. Everything is digital now. Literally everything. Because the way the Android phone is, I pull the pen out of the bottom and I can start writing on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Just whatever I want. So there's my notes immediately. So the pens, aside from sniffing markers, I don't think I ever used them. The stickers don't get out as much because, like I said, because I keep getting yelled at. Business cards are usually in my pocket. That's one of the things that I don't go anywhere without business cards in my pocket. So that's usually the first place. So those don't get used too often. Gosh, I don't even know. I mean, that's probably the only thing. Like I said, the other stuff gets used at some point or another. Get yourself a fan. You will thank me, just like you'll thank me that it's now called Entertainer of the Year, not DJ of the Year.
And when I cleaned the bag out in December, one of the wires that was in the bottom of the bag was an S-Video cable.
Oh, wow. Oh, I found one in mine that goes from the old type of keyboard plug to USB. I had one of those in there, the multi-plug. And I'm like, why is that in there? Any other questions from the chat room? I mean, did you like this kind of topic? I mean, I know it's something that everybody has in a way, and I don't know if we could really shine any light on what anybody has, but we're happy to share whatever. Like I said, in the car, besides all that, I have ridiculous amounts of emergency packs, and the emergency pack has everything you can imagine down to multiple splitters, stuff like that. That's in the emergency pack. An iRig mic adapter. This is something that I bought years ago. Both directions I think is important that you never know. Let me find the other direction here. They're both in there. They're impedance changers to go from 1/4 inch XLR or XLR to 1/4 inch. I've had these so long, can't even begin to tell you, and there's been many times that they've saved me. But like I said, this one stays in the car just in case of emergency. But Do you guys have anything in yours that surprises you that you've never used?
XLR. XLR.
Yes, I got the male to female. Gender changers.
Nice.
I would say I don't have anything in there that I haven't at least used once or haven't wanted to use at least once, because that's why I went into the bag. I would say when you get into my other crates, when you get into my other boxes, there's plenty of stuff that's in those. But my kind of like what you said, I've got the trailer that I can run out to if I need to, or I get in there and I find stuff. And I would also say that I purposely set up my box so that I've got everything. So, when I pulled out that RCA to 1/4 inch, I was actually kind of surprised I had that in the bag, because I know in each of my boxes, ceremony, reception, my school dance box, everything, that already has one of those plugged into each of those. So I'm kind of surprised I had a second one already hooked up.
Ian?
Somebody asked about gaff tape.
Okay.
Sometimes I have it in the bag, but it's always in the car.
Yeah, I don't keep gaff tape in my DJ bag because I don't need it in the DJ bag. But I know, like, I was telling you, we have our own emergency kit that is always, no matter if we put our rock and rollers and everything away somewhere, it is always underneath the DJ booth. And in our e-kit, there's always extra cables, whether it be XLR, whether it be 1/4 inch, there's always tons of extra cables in there. There's a toolbox in there. There's all the adapters you could ever think of. And we have another toolbox that just has adapters on it with little stickers on it that says what the adapters are, because we do corporate stuff. We have a whole entire new roll of gaff tape that is in there. Not the gaff tape that we use when we're setting up or anything like that. That's in our cords box, but this is just in case we run through it or something like that. We have extra batteries for all our mics. We have a backup corded microphone in that e-kit. So like I said, this is stuff we can just get to right away. Extra power strips, just in case something happens with the power strips. We have a toolbox in there, just in case my little Swiss Army knife doesn't do the trick and we actually need to do tool stuff. We still do pens and Sharpies because for our mobile events, we still have paper itineraries and schedules that we give out to photographers, videographers, venues, stuff like that. The DJ has one, the MC has one. If I am the DJ of the event, I also have the sheet that has the music playlist on there. I kind of like to check off stuff, or if somebody asks for a request, I write it down, even though I could prepare it in my computer, but I still like to write stuff down. Or I also use the pen, because I know we talk about how prospective clients go on to say, we were great, can I have a business card? Not only do I give them a business card, but I do one step more, because you never know if they're going to call you. I get their information. So I could call them Monday morning. And how do I get their information? I literally write it down right there on my itinerary, so I have it. Extra business cards for the rest of our staff, because I know not all our staff remembers to bring their business cards. So we have business cards for the rest of our staff. And then the earplugs, like I said before, we have those. So that's just like our little e-kit that stays right underneath the DJ booth, the little extra stuff, just in case you need to get to something right away. Oh my God.
Somebody had asked about something that I wished was in my bag. It was something that I actually did not have in the bag. And when I went to the 8000, when I did the 8000, I had put all my microphone cables in there that I was using to hook into my wireless microphones. And one of those, because it's a 1/4 inch jack, I had a 1/4 inch to 1/4 inch, and that's what I was using for the wireless mic system. Well, when I went to the 7000, I didn't move those wires, and I didn't have a 1/4 to 1/4 for that wireless mic system with me. And we searched and searched, because we had a wedding, and it's like, okay, we have one microphone through the XLR connection, but I didn't have any way to hook up the second microphone. Well, it turns out that the best I could do was I had the little adapter that went from RCA to 1/4, and then I had an RCA wire from a CD player, and then I had the other end of the wire. So that's what I ended up using as a 1/4 to 1/4 to make that work for.
That's why you have it, just in case. Yeah. It's always important.
Just crazy.
I'm a firm believer in that, because you got one. It only takes one day out of your lifetime that you saved yourself from looking like a fool, that you go, I'm keeping an extra bag. It's,
Well, and that's what my truck becomes, is in the center console of the truck are the spare batteries and connectors, and then in the side door I've got my RCA and 1/4 inch connectors over here. I've got my XLR connectors in the middle. I have in the back seat in the little sleeves, I've got backup power supplies for my 12 volt, the different things I need, the little 12 volt, the power adapter for the DMX that I use, the DMX Wi-Fi bridge, and it also has an additional Mac laptop power supply. So I have two of those that go in with me, and I have a third one back out in the truck because I did have one gig back when I only had one with me, like an idiot, where the power supply crapped out just before the show started.
Red Max, this is not the longest show ever. We've done much longer shows.
It's only 10:04. We're
yeah,
still,
I tend to talk a lot, so no. But that's good. I'm glad everybody's enjoying it. Like I said, please send in if you have any ideas for shows, stuff you'd like to see. This is just stuff. I literally, on what was it, Saturday, I said, please, do you have any ideas for shows? One of them, we were going to make Shani get drunk and then answer very typical scientific
tonight.
questions.
Yeah, from Passover. That was tonight. But I didn't feel so hot, so I wasn't drinking the wine tonight. I didn't come on here all like, hey, what's in my bag?
A 9mm. There's been clubs where I wish I would have had one.
A gaff gun that Tori mentioned is a device that will apply gaff tape. It's basically you roll it along and it will apply. It's kind of like a packing tape gun to a point, but it does gaff tape on the floor. Neat idea, and it's kind of cool because you can throw the XLRs out there, wires, and it'll kind of gather them and cover them as you go. Very expensive.
Very expensive.
Very expensive unit. It's about a $200 device itself, and then the tape. Initially, you had to buy their tape. Now you can use any gaff tape. I don't run long runs of gaff tape enough to justify the cost of it. I do right across that doorway or the walkway or from my table to the wall. So I'm doing 4-foot runs. So I've never used a gaff gun. I've seen them used, but for the people who are doing things where you need that, great. But that isn't me.
Yeah, if you're running a band with a bunch of cords like that, that would be something that would be awesome to be able to work with. Yeah, but anything else?
I think we're good for this one.
I think so. So thank you guys for being with us tonight and sticking with us till after 10 o'clock.
Thank you.
As Brandon mentioned, we still have 30 people in the room tonight, and the fan. Don't forget the fan.
Notice he's put the fan up by the marker, so he's going to turn the fan on and blow the smell.
That's what you do, man. You just kind of give yourself some air freshener. I'm kidding.
On that note,
no, you're not.
Have a good night. Happy Passover to my people, and you guys are my people too, because you're Jewish by association. So happy Passover to all you guys, because you guys know me now. So.
All right, thanks everyone. Have a good night. We'll be back tomorrow night at 9 o'clock with the Brian Red Show, the first one tomorrow night. We'll catch you then. Good night.